We chose our Commonwealth over chaos.
Right now on Fox 5 News at 11, a Democratic sweep in Virginia. We're hearing from the newly elected governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general for the Commonwealth. And the results are in from New Jersey and New York City. There's more good news for Democrats a year out from the midterm elections. And as the government shutdown rolls on, a new warning tonight from aviation experts that airspace across the country could start closing down. What that means for travelers. Fox 5 News at 11 starts now. First at 11, history in Virginia. The voters have spoken tonight, choosing Abigail Spanberger to be the next governor of the Commonwealth. Democrats sweeping the top 3 statewide races and making major gains in the House of Delegates. Gonzala Hashmi and Jay Jones declaring victory tonight for lieutenant governor and attorney general. We have live team coverage for you tonight at 11, starting with Fox 5 Sharon Roger at Spanberger headquarters in Richmond. Sharon.
Yeah, Kenneth, what a historic night for Abigail Spanberger, who gave her victory speech on the stage behind me in front of a packed room here at the convention center here in Richmond, and in front of her 3 daughters, the first female governor of Virginia. In fact, during her speech, she said that her husband announced to the girls tonight that their mother is the new governor of Virginia, a statement they said that has never been said here in the Commonwealth. Now, this race was actually called pretty quickly. Spanberger winning this race by about the same margins as we had seen in the polls, with her leading. A pretty significant win for Democrats here, especially in a state that is considered purple here in Virginia. Now, Spanberger, who's a former CIA intelligence officer and 3-term congresswoman, ran on a message of affordability. She emphasized lowering housing, health care, and energy costs while strengthening schools across the Commonwealth. She's had a history of winning tough races, and she's been actively campaigning across Virginia, speaking to voters on an 11-day, 40-stop bus tour. Tonight, she said this win is an honor of a lifetime, and her intent is to serve all Virginians. Take a listen.
Thank you for talking to your neighbors about the importance of this race. Thank you for recognizing that when we went person to person engaging, that we could bring people not just into supporting our campaign, but into engaging in our democracy. Thank you. We won this race because of you.
Again, a lot of excitement on stage here at the watch party. So many cheers. A celebratory night, really, as Spanberger now says she's looking to get to work. But despite her lead tonight, Democrats were not taking anything for granted. You just saw a few days ago former President Barack Obama recently endorsing and campaigning for Spanberger, underscoring how high the stakes really were. These odd-year governor's races have long been viewed as an early barometer of how the country feels about a new president, and tonight was no exception. In fact, this year's vote comes as the federal government remains in a lengthy shutdown, now in day 35. This was a critical issue here in Virginia for voters. But going back to this being such a historic night, I mean, there were so many people in this room inspired by Spanberger. I spoke to a lot of families tonight that brought their daughters here exactly to witness this moment.
I'm so inspired, like, to see the first female governor of Virginia, like, standing on that stage and addressing us, and like, she's such an inspiration to me and, like, all the young girls I know, all the people who want to go into politics. Like, as a high schooler, I want to go into politics in the future, and it's so inspiring to see that that's actually a possibility for me.
Well, I think Abigail's practical, she's bipartisan, she's proven herself, and she's a genuinely amazing public servant.
As you can see right now, the room has cleared out, but the energy in this room was electric tonight. This race was really the first test of Trump presidency 2.0. It was on a large scale, an opportunity for voters to express how they feel about the Trump administration. Usually when there's a Republican in the White House and Democrats do well on nights like this down ballot, it shows a frustration, a signal of frustration towards the White House. We're going to see how exactly everything turns out across the state of Virginia as we see the results continue. I also want to let you know that Lieutenant Governor-elect and the Attorney General-elect also spoke this evening. A big celebration for a lot of Democrats that are hoping for this blue sweep across the country. Kenneth?
And we will hear more from them in the days to come. Sharon, thank you. Meantime, Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Sears conceding to Spanberger after the early projection tonight. Fox News' Tisha Lewis continues our live team coverage from Leesburg. Tisha.
The crowds have cleared here at Winsome Earl-Sears headquarters, an election night watch party, not the outcome that Republicans had hoped for, many telling me that they plan to now regroup and pray. Earl-Sears gave her concession speech on the stage behind me, surrounded by her husband of 39 years and also their 2 daughters. And she talked about humble beginnings, going on to say that God has called her for this and saying that she wanted to wait until every single vote was counted. She even shared that she did call Governor-elect Abigail Spanberger. She says that Spanberger did not answer, and she left a message wanting to wish her well and also urging her to unite and represent all Virginians.
I left her a voicemail and I asked her to please consider all of us Virginians, that she will represent all of us and not just some of us. And I wished her success. If she is successful, Virginia will be successful. That's what I wish for her. And I asked her to support policies that will unite us, that will not divide us, that will strengthen our families and keep us safe. And that if I can ever be of help doing that, I'm here. I'm ready to volunteer.
This all comes after a polarizing campaign filled with attack ads. Earl-Sears continued, though, focusing on education and protecting girls and parents' choice in her concession speech, saying education lifted her father and family out of poverty. We did get a chance to speak with supporters here. One supporter in particular telling us that he plans to pray. Take a listen.
We hope for the best. We hope that Spanberger can unite us. I think Winsome's speech, as far as that, we're Christians first and Republicans second. And so we hope that, we hope for the best.
Where do you feel she fell short?
Oh, it's hard to say on that. I'm just more brokenhearted about Jay Jones as our new Attorney General. Those comments he made were so hurtful to Jennifer Gilbert's children about that. It was just, and now he's our Attorney General. It's terrible. It's a sad, that really is a sad day for Virginia.
What happens now?
We pray. We hope for the best.
There you go. Pray and hope for the best. That is the widespread sentiment here tonight. Also important to note, Earl-Sears never got that full endorsement from President Trump, so folks will be examining how that impacted this election. Also, Earl-Sears losing some key groups of voters, including women, voters under 30 years old, and also the black vote. It's important to note that on stage, Earl-Sears reminded supporters that she is a Christian first and a Republican second.
Let's dig deeper tonight. Several issues top of mind that got Virginians to the polls. Fox News' Nana St. Obonsu live in Fairfax tonight, where she's been speaking with those voters throughout the evening. Nana, what did they tell you?
Hi, Kenneth. Good evening. They say a lot of basic need issues were on the table today. Things like employment, the cost of living, and food. We'll get to that shortly. But Board of Election officials just informed us that today 1,049 people came by the Fairfax County Government Center to vote. We had a chance to speak with some of those voters who say, listen, there's a lot at stake, and that's why they came out to vote.
Our values are very important for my future. What I'm studying will also be impacted a lot by this election. So I thought it's very important for me to show up and bring my mom with me.
Because it'll make a difference on what we complain about, and then we can get results, hopefully.
Because every vote makes an impact, no matter how small the general people might think it does, thinks it makes.
It's a very special election. I think we're definitely seeing very different ideologies being put out there, and it's important to vote and make sure that our representatives actually represent what we want.
Now, I know we have a number of projections coming in, but as we know, every vote must be counted and certified. About 2 hours ago, after the polls closed, this was the scene at the government center. Precinct officers from across the county driving over to the center, which is the central base for Fairfax County Board of Elections, dropping off their election material. This is basically a USB drive with the results from the precinct. The thumb drive, they're being uploaded into a system, and that's how the Board of Elections gets the final numbers. Election officials did share with us that 24% of voters in Fairfax County participated in early voting, and 1.4 million in the state. That's a surge. It's up over 200,000 votes compared to the last governor's election. Again, it is quiet out here, but voting officers are inside working hard to count up those votes, upload those results, and we're told they will be certified the first week in December.
Nana, thank you. The big night for the Democratic Party continue outside of Virginia. Mikey Sherrill has been elected the second woman to serve as governor of New Jersey and the first female Democrat to be elected to the position. The four-term congresswoman and former Navy pilot leaned into her military experience in a campaign that saw her defeat former state lawmaker Jack Ciattarelli, a Republican ally of President Trump. And in New York City, the closely watched mayoral race has been projected for 34-year-old Democratic socialist Zohran Mamdani. He easily defeated former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who ran as an independent after losing the Democratic primary, and Republican nominee Curtis Sliwa. Mamdani has already been the target of intense backlash from President Trump and Republicans, as well as some Democratic moderates.